Something you need to know how to do is print. Perhaps you've run a statistical analysis like I have, done a simple regression, and you've created some tables and some graphs. If all you want to do is print a single table or a single graph, you can double-click in the pane you want to print. Then press the right mouse button. You'll see options on the pop-up menu for both Print and Print Preview. Print will send it directly to the printer, while Print Preview will take over the window and show you what that output's going to look like before you send it to the printer. If you press Close, Print Preview will go back to the original graph or table. Then you can go ahead and print if you like. If you want to print all the graphs and all the tables, then you should go to the main toolbar. You'll see a button with an icon that looks like a printer and a Print Preview button to the right of that. What these options allow you to do is print either all the panes, just visible panes, all the text panes, or all the graphics panes. There's also a checkbox that lets you print all of your analyses at one time if you happen to have several analysis windows currently open. There are two selections on the File menu that you should also know about. One is Print Setup. If you go to Print Setup, you'll see a dialog box that depends on the printer that's currently set as the default. These options will vary, but there'll always be an orientation option where you can define whether you want to print in portrait or landscape mode. The other selection on the File menu is Page Setup. Page Setup is specific to Statgraphics and lets you do things like define the margins on every side of the graph. It also lets you put a header at the top of each page when you print. I'm going to put in StatPoint Technologies. You can check the box that says date and time to have the date and time automatically appear on every printed page. You can also check file names if you want the file names to appear. The output radio buttons let you specify whether you like to have only a single pane on every printed page. That would put, for example, one graph per page. Or whether you want multiple panes per page, in which case, if it can, it'll put more than one table or more than one graph on a page. Also important are the settings under graphics scaling. Here you tell it what percentage of the page it should use whenever it prints a graph. By default, it's set up with 100% horizontal scaling and 50% vertical scaling. That allows you to put two graphs on each page, one under the other. There are also check boxes that allow you to do things like print in black and white, regardless of how it appears on the screen. Print the background color. Normally, if you have a color background, it doesn't appear when you print. And also there's a wide lines option that makes sure that when you send your graph to the printer, every line and every outline of every point is at least 2 pixels wide. That makes the printout look much better.